everybody? How's it hanging? How's it happening? You guys know what it is. This is Kevin from the Chord Progression Podcast, brought to you by MSOGD Rocks, where rock and metal thrive. Happy Thursday, everybody. It is February 4th, and this is by far the episode that is a top 5 episode. This is one of the episodes I've loved the most because I always want bands to just be themselves on the podcast, and this band just was their somewhat filtered self, I should say. And it is just absolutely hilarious. But we do talk a lot about their music because they went on about a 6-7 year hiatus, and they are back, and they are absolutely crushing it with the new music. However, if you guys haven't heard it yet, listen to the podcast first, get to know the guys, and then listen to some of their music. So please welcome the guys from the post-hardcore alt-rock metalcore band, yes, all mixed into one, Modern Day Escape. You guys be ready to laugh your asses off on this episode. Are you ready? Let's go! Yeah! Well, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, listeners of the Chord Progression Podcast, it seems like this week on the podcast, we were just killing it with the great guests, and my God, these guys are going to be one hell of a guest for you to listen to. So, found about this band because I am randomly friends with one of the guys, William, there on Facebook. I have no idea how, but I'm so glad I am because I kept seeing him talk about his band, Modern Day Escape. I'm like, all right, let's check this out, make sure I can see if I like them or not. I listened to one song, and I'm just like, fuck yeah, I need to get them on the podcast. So we got 4 of the guys here today, so please welcome the guys from Modern Day Escape. So guys, welcome to the Chord Progression Podcast.
Thank you for having us.
Hey.
How's everything going? Oh my God.
Hey.
Coming in hot.
Yes.
So, for everyone listening.
We thought we had a good one with Harambe, but James is... who is that, by the way?
That's my man.
That's your man?
That's
smacking that bun.
You're going to take him over to the Dental Dick Dam factory later?
I made that name up, but whatever.
I'm going to snap that Speedo with my teeth. Hey, I was thinking... remember, have you guys ever seen Dragon Ball Z, the Cell Saga?
Absolutely.
Remember how Cell's tail comes over and sucks up the androids? I want to do it with my foreskin.
I was going to say,
have my
Cell's tail.
And I get stronger,
The tail for Cell
Dear
in
God.
DBZ was like a backwards uncircumcised penis.
All right, look, I just want to be the best and catch them all. All right?
Okay, that definitely is a lot better. So for everyone listening, definitely if you're not watching YouTube, go over it because the consistent changing backgrounds here are absolutely hilarious. One looks like Harambe is speaking right into the mic, and the other, well, we got James with a giant Pokemon Red background, and I'm kind of jealous right now because all I've got is just a couple of skate decks, a flag, my TV, a light.
Well, I did have something else that was red.
Dude, the Perrier bottle is... Oh my God.
Perrier bottle is acting as its own green screen. It literally looks like he's...
Here, if you want to see what Harambe's face looks like.
Oh my God, that actually works.
That's so weird.
That is kind of amazing. Technologically, that's amazing.
Technology advances.
We just found a green screen hack.
Green screen hack.
Who knew it was in seltzer water?
Perrier bottles, that's all you need. So for everyone out
couldn't
there,
do that shit with White Claw.
Nope.
Fuck that. If you're gonna drink White Claw, I always thought of it just like the weakest thing ever. If you want to drink it, you got to jazz it up.
Have you ever smashed a 6-pack of White Claw though?
I have
snatched it from a homeless man.
I have, but it's always been. I've always added some Bacardi Limon to it as well. You got to get that extra kick in there.
That sounds like a party.
It definitely is. That was at my cousin's wedding.
It sounds like the starting of a Millionaire's music video.
Well, shit, you guys could definitely do that for another music video that you guys are going to come up with. I mean, just start out with a bunch of Bacardi Limon, a bunch of White Claws, and just start going ham.
Yeah, I'm coming to you live from the club. It's really hot down here, guys. Oh, snap.
We need an ice luge.
Moves.
Well, as we get jumping into this podcast, I always like to start this out by having you guys introduce yourselves and putting you on the spot. I ask you 3 questions. The first 2 are very simple. The last one's always my favorite because it's never as simple. So I'll let you guys introduce yourselves with the first 2 simple questions. The first is your name, and the second is what you do in Modern Day Escape. And the third, well, that's my favorite one, and that's where I'm going to ask you to say a wacky fun fact about yourself or a wacky story, and it can be anything. I've heard people tell me about their Tinder bios, which is always a fan favorite because I find those hilarious. I've heard people tell me about their cats, their dogs. I've heard people tell me these weird facts like if you keep going north, eventually you'll go south. But if you keep going east, you're just going to continue to go east. So I'll let you guys take it away. So whoever wants to start by introducing themselves, you go for it.
James, you go first.
Hi, I'm Jim Stark, and I have an OnlyFans. On Tuesdays, I like to shave my dad's back. I can't be within 300 feet of the local schools anymore.
Oh God. Because I knew that he would come at us from left field with something unexpected, I wanted him to go first, but I wasn't quite prepared for that.
I mean, how are you guys going to follow that up though? Because that is just absolutely freaking hysterical. I'm really hoping that people listeners are just like dying on the floor, especially if they're like working in an office setting. I mean, socially distanced at this point, but like falling over in their chairs and everyone looking around like, what the hell did you just listen to? It's like, you got to listen to this shit, man.
I don't think anybody's gonna actually tune in for this one. No, let's be serious, okay, guys. Enough screwing around, okay? Listen, my name's James Vegas. I sing for this band called Modern Day Escape. You guys should check it out. It's really sick, dude.
Well, people are gonna check it out after they listen to this and after I promote the hell out of this, because I'm doing a major promotion with some other company, and this episode is gonna end up following my biggest episode I've ever done and the biggest band I've ever done an episode with. So it'll be right. What was that?
Did you interview Twisted?
I interviewed Lance, the guitarist from Ashes to New.
Sick.
Nice.
Isn't there's a dude in that band, his cousin shot a video for me once and then stole my money and never gave me the video.
Wait, really?
Yeah, I forget his name.
There's your fun story.
He's a tan gentleman. Very good thick hair. I forget his name.
His barber charged double.
Like John Stamos?
Yeah, he's kind of like John Stamos, but John Stamos that laid in the Hawaiian sun for a little too long.
A little too much Hawaiian punch, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I'm not sure who that would be, but I doubt that it would be. Might not even be one of the guys that's in the band.
Hey, I'll look him up. I'm not saying anything bad about him, but his cousin shot a video for me. It was terrible. She's like, I'm gonna kill this video. It's from one of my other side project bands when we're on hiatus. And she's like, dude, this video is gonna be sick, bro. I'm gonna get it. And I spent all this money. I did all this stuff. We got like smoke machines. We lit this giant tree on fire and did all this stuff. And she had like a hand cam. And I was like, are you sure this is going to work? She's like, trust me, I got this.
And then she stole all of his holofoil Pokemon cards.
No, seriously. And then she filmed it and I gave her like $600 down. I was like, okay, cool. Sick. Here's the down payment. And she shot this video and she sent it back. And it literally looks like my cousin's bar mitzvah video.
Oh,
it was terrible, honestly. And I was like, I want my money back. And she's like,
but the bar mitzvah was from a POV perspective.
She ghosted me. I'll tell you, continue about yourselves. I'm going to find this gentleman's name.
Alrighty, well, who wants to go next and try and follow up James after these ridiculous stories and the most ridiculous intro I've ever heard someone give themselves?
Well, I don't think I can follow it up. I'm the new guy. My name's Caleb. I play guitar in MDE, and a fun fact about myself is I probably have more dice sitting on my desk than I do have dollars in the bank account.
Really?
Hell yeah.
You've chosen poorly.
Wait, what did you just say?
Dungeons and Dragons, baby.
Oh, snap.
Where do you think it came for the music video? This guy.
I'll say, I mean, I'm pretty sure with all those diets and there's everything that you have, what you could potentially do is do a Dungeons and Dragons inspired music video with all the stuff that you have. It could be very possible.
Didn't we do that?
I think we did do that.
I thought we did do that.
Well, briefly remember a stint in October. I can't remember.
Don't we still have the who? James?
No,
no.
Do I still have what?
Do you still have the minifigures?
I would hope so.
Yeah, I would too.
I got tons of finger condoms.
So our music video for Worst Kind of Curse, it is probably like a super little known thing, but we actually 3D printed custom characters of each of us. The rat that's on our t-shirt that a lot of people know from the first music video that everybody really knew the band from. Maybe Holding Hands was such a good idea. There's a joke at the end, like who put the tiger in the bathroom. So we have a 3D printed figurine for Dungeons and Dragons of the bathroom tiger. And they were all
tiger bathroom
in the video.
Yeah, I like tiger bathroom. It sounds way hotter.
I like that better. Tiger bathroom. You like walk in, it's like tiger print, like shower curtains and wallpaper and
That sounds like something that would be in Carol Baskin's house.
That is absolutely.
That definitely does.
Don't look in
her house.
Don't look in the tank of the toilet. That might be where her husband is.
Oh, I mean, it's a good place to hide it because who looks in the tank of a toilet unless if you have to do some kind of maintenance in there.
Tell you what.
No, everybody knows. Everybody knows he got buried on Joe's property.
You think?
Joe,
Nobody'd ever looked there.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to think it's on her property. Nobody thinks to look on Joe's. I'm just saying.
If Carol Baskins killed her husband, she fed that son of a bitch to her tigers.
Easily. The evidence would be completely gone at that point.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
then fed that tiger to another tiger.
Do you think he fingered those tigers?
What?
I mean, probably wouldn't have ate him if he did. All I'm saying is like, oh, hey, dude, what's up? You're back.
If he did, it was for their health. Okay.
I say there's a reason they call him the Tiger Whisperer for a reason.
Nobody called him that.
I watched the docs.
What are we now saying that he's the Steve Irwin of tigers? Crikey, I'm gonna stick my thumb up its ass and see how pissed off it gets.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, that could easily happen. It's like, oh my god, look at this snake. It's the most poisonous snake in the world. One bite, and in 10 seconds, I'll be legally dead. I'm gonna go poke it with a stick.
Okay, so the band was called Devil's Envy. It wasn't Ashes is New. The dude from Devil's Envy, it was like a sound guy.
We're going back to
from
that.
Ashes to New. I don't want that. You know, they're here. Then they're like, this dude, my cousin never stole this guy's money, and I'm like, you're fucking.
That's how you end up in a defamation suit, James.
Wait a minute, James. It was the cousin of one of the guys from Devil's Envy.
Yeah, it was the singer Devil's Envy's cousin. I think he's the singer.
Huh. Oddly enough, a couple episodes before this one airs, I actually recorded one with Devil's Envy.
Yeah, so it was the singer of that band's cousin who shot a video for my band Armada, my side project at the time, and stole all my money and my video. It was a terrible video.
Kevin, we're going to need you to go call them back. I'll be like, hey, we got to reshoot the podcast. I got a few questions for you.
A few more questions.
Yeah,
a couple leftovers.
Make an addendum.
I've got a whole
cousin to give me my fucking money back.
Well, I've got a whole.
Where's my money?
I got a whole plan to do a different episode and bring him back on anyway for something like that, for something that we talked about. So, and I would bring back their lead singer Angel because he was fun.
Angel, that's his name. Yeah, Angel is his cousin. Nothing against Angel, great guy.
No, Angel's a great guy. He was so much fun to talk to. So we're not nice. No, we're not bashing him. I mean, you guys, if you listen to the podcast with him, it was fantastic. But
everybody's got at least one shitty cousin.
Oh, I know. I
statistics.
do.
So who are you?
Oh, me?
Yeah, who are you?
Oh,
what?
I'm the pastry guy.
You are the pastry guy?
Yeah, I make pastries.
Where's my muffins, whore?
Do you like those frosted?
The audacity of him showing up to my house for this podcast with no muffins or cookies.
The only muffins I'm packing are these two buns on my back end. So,
where?
Yeah, basically, I got shorted on that one.
Same.
But yeah, I'm William. I play bass and I do some screaming for Modern Day Escape. Weird story
or fun fact.
You've
got a pretty fun fact.
You got a fun fact?
We call him Tripod.
So this one time we went to Canada. They call me Tripod. Funny. So this one time we go to Canada, and I have the bravest, boldest, smartest idea to roll down the window of our van as we're trying to get into their country and go, bonjour, or whatever it is you say here. Turns out, not the best move.
They almost didn't let us into Canada.
But on a plus note, they didn't charge us $400 for taking merchandise into their country like they did the other bands who were too stupid not to hide it.
Oh.
What's up, Ghost Town?
Okay, that definitely is a fun fact. I've yet to go to Canada, so I definitely will make sure I do not yell out bonjour or whatever the hell you say in this country.
Well, okay. Story number 2.
Wait, you weren't in French Quebec, did you? Were you going into Quebec?
I'm gonna get to this. So,
fun
second story that's fun. So, we were in Montreal,
and he wasn't being a smartass. He was literally like excited. He's like bonjour,
I was being
or whatever you guys say.
It
was innocent. It wasn't anything against French people. He really just is dumb as shit.
I've got my moments. It's weird. Like I have intelligence, but then I offset it with intense stupidity.
Can confirm.
They both start with an I.
But second story. So when we were in Montreal, Canada, we got, a little wild and crazy at a bar called Les Fouffons. Got, hungover, woke up the next morning to a flat tire. So we're standing on the sidewalk in freezing cold Montreal in like late October. Sean Foist, who is now the drummer of Breaking Benjamin, was playing in a different band at the time, is helping change our tire on our van. And James and I are just huddled up on the sidewalk going, bonjour, merci, bonjour, to every person who walks by, because we're Americans in French Canada being, basically
idiots.
Bags.
It's funny. Sean was alive the other day, and I went in there and I was like, Sean, remember that time I loved you forever? And he's like, in his country, he's like, James, I love you too. And he's like, don't forget the time that I changed your tire in the middle of Canada on the side of the road, man. Quite amusing.
So for you kids at home, who's a Breaking be nice to everybody who changes your tire, because you never know when they might be in a really big band that you really like.
That is very good advice as well, because if I was in a position, I love Breaking Benjamin. They're one of my top 5 favorite bands. So if that would have happened, I'd been like, let's make sure that we're in good grace with this guy. But it seems like you guys are, especially if James can go on all things like, I remember changing your fucking tire. It's like, hey, he's got that in his mind, so there's got to be something good.
Well, that's because Sean, just because Sean plays for Breaking Benjamin now doesn't mean Sean's the same dude. You know what I mean? Like, he's the same goofy, fun guy that we toured with when he was in a band called Picture Me Broken. So like, the fame didn't change him. He's always a cool dude. So,
which is 100% why he deserves that position.
Yeah, 100%. Luckily,
he's the most humble person.
There's a lot of people we've toured with that are in bands that are bigger now, like Patrick Galante from a band called Defiance, who we toured with. Funny enough, on the same tour, right? Wasn't that on the same tour?
Yeah, it was. And then now he drums for Ice Nine Kills.
Yeah. And I don't know what it is with me being friends with musicians who are all drummers. Like, all my friends that I talk to this day are all drummers that were in bands that were just in big bands. I don't know. It's the only musicians I get along with are drummers. I don't know what it is.
Hell yeah.
And every time you're bringing up a band, you bring up Breaking Benjamin, bring up Ice Nine Kills, you're bringing up like some of my favorite bands here. So I'm just thinking like, oh my God, you're just definitely connected with all these different drummers. Holy shit.
It just happens to be that we're all come ups at the same time. And some of us got a lucky break, or we're extremely talented and you were seen by the right people. And other ones of us are still trying to do TikTok dances at 35. Whatever.
Well, it also didn't help that we took a 6-year break from actively touring, 7-year break from putting out music.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course the year that you guys come back is 2020, and there is no active touring really.
Yeah.
Well, the world's changed drastically.
The universe goes, hey, modern day's coming back. Time for a plague.
Basically.
We do bring the darkness with us.
Oh, God.
True. Well, it's they kind of do the same thing where it's like, oh, hey, MCR came back right at the end of 2019. Everyone's so excited for this. Hey, plague time to get.
Hey, wait a minute. It's their fault. It's not our fault.
They brought the plague on us.
Yeah, you can blame Gerard Way instead.
I will. For stealing our t-shirt design.
I'm not okay.
Then you're definitely not okay. All right, we got one more intro to go, and that's going to be you, Justin. You've been pretty much quiet the whole entire time, except for putting in little quid bits to make everyone, laugh a little bit extra. So up to you now.
Yeah, my name's Justin. I'm the drummer and the lead vocalist of the band.
That he is.
No, not really, but I don't really have any good tour stories other than sleeping in the ghetto in Atlanta at an abandoned school, being circled by like gang members on ATVs that didn't really want to fuck with us because they weren't sure what we were about. So that was pretty cool. But I guess a fun fact about me is I can wiggle my ears.
Are you implying your ear wiggles stayed away?
Yeah, that's what kept us safe. That was my magic.
An ATV gang? Did they have like dildos for hands?
No, they actually had like firearms and shit. It was pretty scary.
So
fireworks.
So Justin, James can vouch for this. We have a similar story when we played Jacksonville, Florida. We played this venue that was right next door to like Thug Central, and there was like some super thug rapper, and we actually like took.
His name was John.
Wait,
Cena.
was the place actually called Thug Central?
John Cena hung on the front.
But we actually ended up parking all of our vans in like an old school Western caravan style, like how you would protect yourself from the Indians, because we weren't sure what was going to go down.
There's Native Americans about. They were pissed we were on their land.
For good reason.
But luckily, I'm 50% native, so.
That is true.
How did we do it? How? I tell you, I did a rain dance. Washed them all away.
Nope.
Well, I am Native American, so I could say that, yes.
Yeah.
And all my close friends are Native, so.
James, you're 50% Cherokee, right?
What? Excuse me? No, mother truck. I wasn't born in Florida. I just lived there. Listen up, dude, okay? Let me tell you how it is, all right? 50% Blackfoot and Sioux, dude. Those are the tribes, bro. North Dakota, South Dakota. Okay, it runs through my blood, dude. That's why I got giant earlobes, okay, and a handsome ass face. All right, let me tell you what's going on here, okay.
Don't forget the back dimples.
Yeah, dude, my feet are sweating like I'm slipping.
It's Justin's favorite place to put his thumbs.
Yeah, because he knows every time he does, I go, ah!
Make him
Like a
purr like a
dolphin.
walrus.
Like a dog. Yeah. Harry wakes me up every morning.
I'll say, have you ever thought about doing that, like during a live show, just getting up from the kit and just going to do that just to see what would happen?
First, we got to play a live show as a band. I've never played a show with anybody but Will in this band, so we'll get there.
Oh shit, that's right. I completely spaced on that with the whole 7-year hiatus thing. Look at me.
I didn't even know Caleb until he showed up at my house to shoot the music video.
This is true.
Very true.
I didn't
Wait,
even know
really?
Justin until a year ago when we showed up in the studio, regretfully, to record an EP.
Basically, we are the
So
example
true.
that anything is possible.
Trust me, anything. Look, I'm getting married soon.
Mistakes are being very made.
Not by me, by her.
Yeah.
For sure.
Anything's possible.
I
kids.
already divorced James.
Good on him.
Well, then, I mean, what is that? I mean, if you've already divorced him, then you're gonna still get the alimony from him. Then
It all goes to the same place.
it all just goes right back to the band. That just makes total sense.
Goes right back here.
Oh dear God, not the Baywatch guy again. Well, another thing I want to say is, well, after the whole entire 6-year hiatus, I mean, listening especially to the 3 songs you guys have put out so far, and I want to make sure I get the names right on them because I'd feel really badly if I don't. With Worst Kind of
No,
Curse.
make up your own names. Don't even say their own. Make up 3 names right now. Go.
This Day Is Over, So Who Really Gives a Shit?
Nice.
I like that
I
one.
can hang with
Write
that.
that down. Write that down.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, for sure. Write that down.
Okay, that's good. That's one.
I'm trying to think of another like just random ass name. I was just trying to think of like the most like random like metalcore names like with or like any kind of like data memory name like I'm made of wax or what are you made of? But that's
Oh, I got one for you then.
What is it?
Dick Mold Dental Dam.
Okay.
DMDD.
I won't allow it.
DM double D's.
DM double D's.
And I'm going to go with our third one, which is our biggest hit to date. It's called Corn Dog Massacre.
That sounds like it'd be like some sort of song by Cal Decapitation.
I just picture Patrick Star from SpongeBob going around and like punching a bunch of corn dogs.
It's a beautiful sight to behold.
It definitely would be, but what you guys came out with, and then I have to say the names regularly, so at least people can go and listen to them right afterwards. With Worst Kind of Curse, Sunny Places, Shady People, and Revenge Is So Sweet. I mean, especially listening to them now, I mean, it sounds like you guys really have. It seems like that 6-year hiatus didn't really mesh with any kind of that differentiation in sound or that differentiation, not differentiation in sound, but like differentiation in chemistry. Because especially hearing like just how they sound, they sound crisp, they sound great, especially Sunny Places, Shady People. I listen to that one, I'm just like, holy shit, how the fuck do people not know about this right now?
That's what I want to know.
I'm just honestly I think a good reason behind it might just be just people just are kind of stuck in their ways right now. They're just like, we just want to listen to the same old stuff again. And
So-
then you guys
Will
come
has
back.
AOL dial-up. When we try to send out tweets, it doesn't get very far.
So funny story. So we're uploading a YouTube reaction right now, which James brings up a very comedic but probably serious point about the Scene Kid Illuminati.
Okay, and I'm really curious about this. So
Yeah, you should be. It's all the rage.
Oh. Yeah, we expose the Scene Kid Illuminati in our next YouTube reaction video.
WikiLeaks ain't got nothing on this one.
Yeah. So.
Well, I mean, if you guys don't want to give too much away, you want to leave it to the YouTube video, that's totally okay. But I just got to ask, what is the Scene Kid Illuminati?
Look, it all stems from Bill Murray. My feelings, shave feelings.
Not
my feelings. My feelings have feelings. Sorry, there's no spaces in that. I mean, yes.
That does make a lot of sense. I have seen a lot of kids that were like people that were former Scene kids. They constantly are sending me, "Hey, check out Bill Murray, check out Bill Murray," and I just can't really get into them all that much. But I just keep people sending me like, "Oh, you should check them out. They're great. They're great."
No, the song's great. But just when the video drops on Saturday at 8 p.m., just go watch our YouTube video. Bill Murray, our reaction. We at the end of the video, we uncover the truth of the Scene Kid Illuminati.
And for everyone listening to the podcast or watching, I'll make sure to link that video in the description below so you can also understand what the Scene Kid Illuminati is.
It's honestly, it's crazy. It's taken me, 15 years in this scene to uncover the truth, but we finally have it. And it's a thing.
But what do you think is going to happen that you've uncovered the truth? What do you think the repercussions are going to be from the Scene Kid Illuminati?
I've got a VPN.
He's probably going to die prematurely of heart failure.
He's going to get a visit from the Clintons for sure.
He's going to get a Hillary Clinton moment. I'm probably going to accidentally fall off a bridge, and Caleb will probably accidentally find himself mutilated by a deer.
More than
I'll
likely.
probably live to talk about it.
Yeah, Justin will be the only one left alive at this point.
And because Jack, who's not present, is off sniffing mushrooms in a wild cave, they won't find him, and then eventually he'll write a book, and it'll come out, and they'll be like, "Oh crap," and then he'll die too, of unknown causes.
Or he'll just end up mysteriously, just like Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, he's gonna Epstein out, dude.
I mean, that'd be horrible, but then again, we'll see what happens. I'll definitely be keeping more tabs on you after that video comes out, due to the fact that if you're exposing the Scene Kid Illuminati, there's gonna be some major issues here. I mean, who knows what's gonna happen? I mean, you could definitely get a visit from, like, all of a sudden you're gonna get a visit from just the hooded, masked up Gerard Way just coming. It's like, how did you find out?
Well, see, Gerard Way is definitely involved, dude. All the top bands are involved, dude. I'm talking
Evan Lyman just knocks on your front door.
Dude, 100%. Warped Tour is a massive culprit of the Scene Kid Illuminati. So, dude, Oliver Sykes, bro, Gerard Way. Dude, it stems back to Burt McCracken from the Used, dude. It goes back, dude.
It's
Thursday.
Deep. It's real deep.
Yeah, remember Thursday, that band?
Very minimally.
Well, do your research, dude. Starts with this video, dude. This Saturday, 8 p.m., dude. Scene Kid Illuminati. I'm just saying.
The world's going to know soon.
We're cracking the case, dude.
Are we just really making this up on the spot?
Agent Moldy. Agent Moldy, dude.
Well, I mean, you guys could easily make this up on the spot. However, I've got a feeling that this sounds like it could, oddly enough, be something that is very secret and very real. It's just like that one moment where someone just stumbles upon a secret, and whoever owns that secret just wondering, how the fuck did they find this out? This makes
dude,
no
I'm just saying
sense.
there's guys in bands who have just disappeared or are not with us today that tried to expose it. I'm just saying.
Well, like,
what happened to Mitch Luker?
I wasn't gonna say it. I'm not gonna say any names, but
or
people have disappeared.
What's his name?
See, that's how long he's been dead. Nobody remembers. The Scene Kid Illuminati did that.
Dude from Bayside, dude from Hawthorne. Just saying, it's a dangerous game.
You guys are definitely playing a dangerous game. You guys, are you ready to take on that task though?
Sex trafficking.
I'm ready. Like I said, I got a VPN. I'm ready.
But
where's your VPN?
I accept my fate.
Give a shout out to your
stepped
VPN
up to
real
the
quick.
plate. Yeah, this is a shout out to my address. 14.
No, your VPN.
Oh shit.
We're looking for sponsors here. Shout out your VPN.
Oh yeah.
Hey James, what's that red and blue flashing light behind you?
FBI, open up.
That's the party light, dude.
Scene BI.
SBI.
Yeah.
SBI.
Scene Bureau of Investigation.
I feel like they just come in and swat you over the head with a bunch of Hot Topic merchandise.
No, instead of Twisted Tea, it's Monster cans.
It's either Monster cans or they're gonna just
how amazing it is that somebody's ignorance created one of the best viral videos. Like, can you imagine the guys at Twisted Teas, like the boardroom the very next morning? Guys, our stock
Why
just
didn't-
50%.
Why didn't that guy get a free truck?
Yeah, what the hell? Yeah, didn't the Ocean Spray guy get like a free house?
He
or
got
something
all
like
kinds
that?
of hookups.
Dude, we need Ocean Spray Twisted Tea. Twisted Ocean Spray Tea.
That would be good.
That would
That would
really
be good.
Those two need to hook up and make a Vine video.
Well, I feel that could definitely be up for you guys. Make a TikTok video off of it. Do something with it. I mean, whatever.
Shit! Oh shit!
The scene beer investigation.
No, dude. Oh, I'm so fucked.
Get the Twisted Tea for your own self-defense.
Yeah. Would you say motherfucker?
Or just go all like WWE back when Stone Cold was still in it and just get a bedpan if Mr. McMahon walks in, or Mr. McMahon looking guy, just hit him over the bedpan, you hear the doink. Perfect timing. I mean, that'll end up going viral instantly.
That was one of my favorite videos, just so we know.
Oh, it was one of the best. Cause just the noise off of that bedpan just hitting Mr. Fan's head was just, oh god, it's iconic. It was like the perfect cartoon sound.
No,
Well,
it
it also
legendary.
doesn't help that Mr. McMahon's the one person you always wanted to see hit.
With something.
100%.
Didn't matter what it was. I'm trying to think. He was the one that got like him and the whole McMahon family and The Rock were the ones that got sprayed, like got like doused with the beer truck, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I still remember certain things about wrestling. I mean, a good amount of information got lost in the 7 concussions, but you know what? Shit happens. What are you gonna do?
They'll come back eventually.
I don't know, man. I still forgot how to do math.
Maybe after like the
Numbers
8th or
are
9th,
hard.
it'll come back.
See, that's
Anything's possible, man.
what I was kind of hoping for. It's like, okay, maybe if I get to that even number of concussions, maybe I'll go back to like being normal. But on the odd number, there's certain things I don't remember. But then also the wackiness factor increases. So I'm kind of want to stick within that. It's a tough call. But then again,
Did I hear a woman just talking? What was that?
That might have been Harambe chiming in.
Harambe
Harambe's
right
coming
behind
in.
the
See if
mic.
her
We're
mouth is
waiting.
moving. Nope.
Harambe's a guy, dude.
Well, he said
Yeah,
woman's
dude.
voice, so
I mean, you never know.
Ventriloquist, but
You never know. It could happen. All right. So one thing I do want to ask about is, especially with you, William, because I kept seeing on Facebook you post about potentially doing like or trying to get on a tour with the Attack since they came back as well. And I think it was Jamie's Elsewhere as well, because they'd come back at the same point and do this whole entire, like, all these great bands are now back kind of tour, especially, well, hopefully when touring resumes, hopefully this year, because I think like everybody, we all fucking miss it for different reasons, but all the same reason because we just enjoy it so much at the same time as well. But what was your thought process on like trying to create something like that? And I mean, I would really love to see that happen, because the sound between you, James Elsewhere, and Attack, I just that overall arc and how that lineup would be built. My God, people would just be going nuts the whole entire time. It'd be one hell of a show.
So here's like the basis behind it. Okay. Little known fact. James actually brought this up in a video that we just put up on YouTube, but Attack actually came and saw us play at one of our shows. I wasn't actually in the band yet. I don't think yet, but
It was actually just some kid that looks like one of the dudes from Attack wearing an Attack shirt. I was just really drunk and I thought it was them.
oh.
Yes.
Any case, but
I was like, hey, Attack,
you
dude.
totally took the wind out of my
Shut up,
sails.
bro. Oh, God.
Like I'm waiting for this epic story, and all of a sudden here comes James just.
Scene Kid Illuminati.
Soul
It's
crusher.
real. It's real. Mic drop.
But no, like, okay, so genuinely, like, one thing that our community has always said to us is like, how come you guys aren't bigger? Like, how it just like you guys should be more well known than you are. I mean, you said it earlier, like more people should know about our song Sunny Places Shady People. You know, all jokes aside, there probably is that group of cool kids. They're like, you're not part of the club. Sorry, bro. But I think a tour like Jamie's Elsewhere and Attack, it just makes sense. Like all three of us, we came back from a pretty lengthy hiatus. If I want to go a layer deeper, we're all bands that have very few original members, right? So this is an opportunity for everybody to kind of get to know everybody who's now a part of these projects. And
You looking at a cue card? Did you write this down in advance? Where do you keep looking?
So I have a screen here, and I have a camera here. So,
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So if my eyes are shifty, that's why.
Sketchy cat eyes.
No more shifty than usual.
Yeah.
Right.
That's true.
80% shifty, 20%.
It's like a cat that got beat its whole life. It's like looking around for the hand to come a smacking.
Well, I did have to go through the break-in process to join the band, so
He did hit him a few times.
wait your turn, bud. But no, I mean, if you go through and like artists or listeners also listen to on Spotify, like Jamie's Elsewhere is one of the bands that we share a lot of listeners. I would think that Attack listeners listen to us, and our listeners listen to Attack. It's just kind of I think it just makes sense. That's where that stems from, truthfully.
Understandable. And I think it definitely would make sense as well, because especially with all three bands coming back after some sort of lengthy hiatus, what would end up happening is, especially with the pandemic that we've been going through and the pause on touring for, pretty much it'll be over a year at that point.
Oh gosh.
But the thing is people have been asking for Attack to come back for how long now? Ever since like 2013, 2014.
Yeah.
And just that wanting to have that happen. I mean, they get on a bill, no matter what bill they get on, they're going to end up being a huge draw, no matter where they go.
Well, I think something that's kind of interesting, it just happened organically, but all three of us, like older music, I mean, Attack always had a lot of electronic aspects to it. But with this brand new song they just put out, it's way more electronic focused.
What the fuck, James?
What the hell now?
Dude, it's called hentai, bro. Get with it.
I was about ready to say.
Well, if you're just tuning in now,
I say, what was
tuning
up
in
with
now,
that hentai going on? I was like, that's not from my phone.
It's not from my phone, you
Mom,
freaking weirdos.
Mom, put the hentai away. Shit! There's children watching. Turn it up, Mom. Fuck. But yeah, I think it's kind of interesting. Like all of our music that we've been releasing, like I know Jamie's Elsewhere and Attack have only put out one song, but both of those songs, heavy electronic influences. We've started adding that in. Fun little tidbit for those who are unaware, Cubby here, when we were actually prospecting him for guitar, he was actually prospected to play keytar and rhythm guitar.
He's still not out of that.
Yeah, you best go to a Guitar Center, bud.
Cubby's like 6'8", so to see his tree trunk ass up there flailing around with a guitar,
it's gonna happen.
We want the keytar to come back. It needs to happen. We must make it cool again.
And especially with a lot of bands introducing a lot more electronic influences or instrumentation into their sound, just because that's kind of what the sign of the times are really showing right now. What's becoming really popular. It does make a lot of sense that the keytar could be a huge asset for a band.
Well, I mean, I'm not going to say that I don't still like intensely listen to post-hardcore and metalcore, but I've been diving a lot more into like rap, into hip hop, pop music. Like today, I spent most of my day listening to The Prodigy. So is it going to surprise you that becomes an influence?
Oh, not at all. And I've always said, like, especially when you take a listen to whatever you're listening to and those influences kind of come in, you're going to end up seeing different things that different genres are putting into their music and how they're introducing them, so that you can potentially mix them into your own style and create something that is even more unique than what you already have.
Well, and that's, I think, where we want to go. Something that James said in an interview years ago that will always hold true till this band officially is buried and no more, because we're buried and no more. We don't want to be pigeonholed. We don't want to stick to one thing. I recognize that some people are going to complain, be like, well, you guys should remake House of Rats. Do you really actually want that? I mean, if you want the nostalgia, go listen to House of Rats. It's always going to be there. We'll always have elements of that. But we always want to evolve ourselves as people, as musicians. I mean, look at Bring Me the Horizon. I mean, they've transcended so many different genres over their career. And with this last album, they kind of looped back to it a little bit, right? I think that's an appropriate way to do it. You as a musician don't get tired of what you do. You're always creating something new, and it's always exciting and fresh.
You're worth it. Relax, close your eyes.
And suddenly it's ASMR.
James Vegas ASMR.
Yeah, pretty much. But like what you're saying with that, William, I mean, it makes total sense. And Bring Me the Horizon's a great example for that, because when it came down to like how they changed their sound over, especially take a look at Suicide Seasons, then the Sepultura, That's the Spirit, Amo, there was definitely a shift from like more like a metalcore, deathcore sound to metalcore to more hard rock to more of this electronic synth kind of style. And then when you got to Post-Human Survival Horde, they mixed a lot of that back in there from more of like the That Spirit kind of style, Sepultura kind of style, and mix it with even other more influences as well. And that came out phenomenally. It was I include that in my favorite album of the year list, and it ended up coming in at number 1 because I just thought it was so damn good. However, what I liked about it most was like there was still that innate roughness and innate rawness that Ollie's vocals had and a lot of the sound had, even with more of the experimentation they were going off with on that sound. So it still sounded like it had that core of Bring Me the Horizon, but it was branched off in so many different ways at the same time. So they weren't pigeonholed in that one sound.
You think that just happened?
Oh,
happened
God.
from money, old money, blood money, Illuminati. Illuminati. Nobody just changes their sound like that. Think of all the bands that have changed their sounds drastically.
Well,
they're all tied in. You're crazy.
You took an oath when you put on that black eyeliner and black skinny jeans from Hot Topic that you bought in the girls section. That was your oath.
Yeah, do you think that image just happened?
So good.
No, it was
It's
planned.
so good.
I'm telling you, it's all tied together.
I will follow up and say though too, like with the changing of music,
Create a TikTok
you kinda
account
have to go
and
off what
duet
you're
it.
emotionally feeling. I think for me as a listener, you can kind of tell when an artist is just forcing it, for lack of better terms. James, you're a vocalist. I'm sure you would agree more than anybody. If you're putting down a recording, you want something that you're actually feeling emotionally.
I mean, obviously, we had a song that was supposed to come out in December, and I had to shelve it because I didn't give a good enough performance because I wasn't feeling it in the studio. So, I mean, straight up, like outside of me being a dumb idiot, yes, you have to feel it as a musician. You have to connect with it. You have to convey it, and you have to believe in what you're saying or what you're playing, or no one else is going to believe it. And then we heard, just a track for our track. When I heard it back, I was like, I don't believe me. And I'm
Don't ask questions you don't
as
want answers
wild
to.
and weird as that sounds.
Now,
Like if I don't believe me, then no one else is gonna fucking believe me. So
now consider if we did do what some people have asked for. We make a House of Rats 2.0, but we don't believe us.
Exactly. It would be us trying to do our best impression of 2008 Modern Day Escape.
And I think if anything, that takes away from the beauty of what House of Rats itself was, or Under the Gun, or the EP. Dare I say, New Life.
I don't think anybody listening to this has any idea who we are, let alone what the hell House of Rats is.
I'm pretty sure people know what House of Rats is, especially if they've listened to this music ever since like they were kids, like back in 2006, 2007, or even older than that.
I think for the
Back in
most part, a lot of people are
1993.
still unaware that Modern Day Escape is even back
Absolutely.
and actively playing music. I mean, I was just on TikTok today, and somebody messaged us and it's like, "You guys are back? Oh my god!"
We'll had a thing go viral. It's called the skeleton dance. It's the hot new dance on TikTok. Yeah, it's so good, dude. Skeleton dance, bro. It's hot. We'll send it to you, Kev.
Awesome.
You're gonna want to recreate this, dude. Trust me. You want to get on this wave, bud.
Already. I might have to.
Yeah. Oh, duet the skeleton dance, bro.
Oh, okay. That's definitely an idea.
Is this the one where I do the pop, lock, and drop it, James?
Oh yeah. Did you see his bones flying everywhere, dude?
The only thing that's not picked up on the audio is the creaking sound of the joints.
I'll say don't worry, William. If I do it, it's definitely gonna be a lot more cringy at that point. So my dance moves. I mean, when you think about like the white guy that can't dance and just dances the most cringy style, like take that to another level and then some, and then that's me.
Oh, so you're like me. You're one of those guys who sets us back about 20 decades.
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool.
Can I get a personal copy of that for my collection?
not sure what you want to use that for. But again, going back to some of the other things that you had said, where James, you're talking about how. I'll say, jumping back into some of the music stuff, James, you're talking about what that song you guys had ready for coming out in December, but then shelved it because you weren't feeling the vocal performance. That definitely makes a lot of sense. And as a listener, I mean, we can tell when things are being forced, and you can tell when different like vocals are being forced, when different transitions in music are being forced to try and go from one set to another. It's definitely a telltale sign, and it just at times it makes the songs just not hit as well, or just not work as well together when you're listening to them. So it does make a lot of sense that you want to make sure that what you're putting out there is exactly what you feel. And then to what William said, where you want to make music that you're emotionally invested in, that makes so much more sense, because then the music is going to reflect the message that you're trying to say, not only through the lyrics and through the vocals, but through the instrumentals themselves.
Agreed.
So
here.
And like listening to, I mean, when I listened to Sunny Places Shady People, I could definitely tell that this was just, you guys
I have
feeling this
talking
track
just
every
as
step
much
of
as
the way. And then
Caleb
even with
has.
the electronic influence in there, where normally for me, I kind of like to pass on those, but I'm turning around to them a little bit
you
more. And what you
bastard.
did on this one, holy crap, was that awesome.
Thank you.
Like,
Actually, it was our producer we worked with, Cam Mizell. He helped us for a lot of the post-production. He actually helped out a lot. We can't take too much credit on that. We did do a chunk, but Cam Mizell really came in and clapped some cheeks with that. So
we kind of came at him with some ideas of what we wanted, and then let him take it to his own creative level. Cam Mizell, if you're not too familiar with who he is, he's the guy who produced Icy Stars, Memphis Mayfire, Sleeping with Sirens. So he's had a really good experience working in that field. Like I remember when we first listened to Sunny Places and I heard that intro for this time, I think I called James like instantly. I was like, oh my gosh, that's it. That's what it's missing this whole time.
Oh, I thought like right when that intro hit, the first band
I
that like
thought
popped
about
in my
it and
head,
then
like
I didn't
that it
click
reminded
it.
me of in a little bit of way, was We Came as
Disney
Romans,
Plus.
especially off of their most previous album.
Okay.
Just the way that it sounded, like kind of like a faster, more energetic style pace of a song like Learning to Survive. I'm just like, holy shit, this is definitely something that's going in there. And then listening to the chorus with the cleaner vocals with how it was performed, it definitely had that same kind of flow. However, the pacing.
Let's roll things
energy
back a
was
bit.
What is
more WandaVision?
prevalent, a lot more amped up in that way, and that's something that I really liked a lot more too, because it just really gave the song that emotion that it needed to really drive.
I thought it was a new Wanda Sykes show. I'm totally out.
Who's gonna talk?
There's four of us. It's like an old Western showdown. Just like just waiting to draw.
Right,
Justin hasn't spoke much. Let's turn it over to him. What's up, Justin? I plead the fifth.
I mean, for the record, Will, you've been quarterbacking this entire thing, but as being on the outside, I was there for most of the listening process. I was hanging out with Will a lot, and it was like the fact of the matter, he's like, dude, you got to listen to this. Like step by step through the entire listening and process of it. It was just crazy to watch how just like this song that you hear from a demo go to a full blown just bop of a metalcore banger. And it was just interesting, just that step by step process. And I mean, it was like, I was just like, every time he showed me, I'm like, man,
at the end of the day, it's not going to be as good as Ozark.
And then he'd show me another version. I'm like, holy shit, this is it. Like, this is it. And then he'd show me one more, and then he got me the final version. I was just like,
then he showed him his nudes, and he was like, holy shit.
It's like, why don't you have an OnlyFans?
I'm the nerd in the band that hasn't
like
watched the nerd stuff.
Yeah, like Jim Stark.
But I mean,
you're right.
With better resolution.
Fair enough.
That's all I watch is Disney.
Speaking of resolution, did anybody watch WandaVision today? Can we talk about that or no?
Nah, dude. We've been watching a lot of Soul.
What's it on?
That's pretty good if you haven't seen it yet.
Okay. I have my brother's log into that. I can.
You're terrible. Shut your damn whore mouth.
What's Marvel owned by? I mean, come on with this guy, right? I mean, come on, dude.
I'm sorry, I don't know. Like everybody has different contracts. They might have signed something with ABC. Who knows? And
it's called Disney, dude. You ever? It's that movie from the '80s, The Fish Called Wanda, with Cher. Yeah, well, Wanda Sykes has her own show, and it's a lovely show. God, I
Wanda
love her
Sykes is
humor.
amazing. Let's be real.
She is.
That
such
looks like a
savage.
knife you steal bread
so
with.
WandaVision is a TV show for Marvel that's created by Disney. For those of you who don't know anything about life and has been living under a rock for the last 60 years, and Disney is a company who bought Marvel Studios, and they put out a TV show that everybody's been waiting for called WandaVision. It premiered last night at midnight. Okay, today on the what are we on the 15th?
Yeah, as we're shooting this on the 15th. This will come. I mean, for everyone listening, yeah, WandaVision will have been out a week or two by that time. So you guys will definitely have time to watch it. If you haven't, well, James, tell them why they should watch it.
Well,
we're
I'll tell you
gonna
this
give Disney
much.
a fucking promo here.
Oh shit!
You're not gonna understand shit that's going on in the show. The entire time we're gonna go, what am I watching? But it's all gonna make sense. I think it's gonna tie in. It's supposed to tie in with the multiverse and Doctor Strange and Spider-Man 3.
Or you go, or you just go.
Will's hologram
Something
just
to do before Mandalorian season 3.
Damn right.
I can't even argue, dude. I can't argue. I'm gonna skip over the. It's because you got 17 kids you got to watch after. You don't have time for Disney Plus.
Quit adopting baby.
it'd be about 30
You're only allowed to
minutes
watch
tops.
Mickey Mouse and Pocahontas and Little Mermaid and all those. You can.
That's a good show.
Waiting for
That
the right
movie is
moment to strike.
Just because you don't appreciate jazz, my dude.
I've nothing to do with that, but I am sawing off shreds of my pant near my crotch with a sharp knife. I like to play games.
Well, I
Anybody
mean,
else want to play?
I'll say don't cut too close because I mean, pretty soon you're gonna end up going up like 5 octaves in your vocals if you cut a little too close.
All I got is foreskin left these days. I'm getting married.
So I say, James, let's go, dog. You and me.
Wanna do it? Dude, that one's sharp, bro. I can definitely catch a bris off that bad boy.
If you're just tuning in now, these guys are talking about how they're gonna scrape tips.
See, but you got to get one that's got that sick flick. Tack
See, yeah.
knife.
Mine, unfortunately, is only it's just you put your finger in and then just.
Nah, see. That's what's up, SA. That's when people hear that sound, they go, "Oh shit, he's got a knife."
These two guys literally are like
You
the
smell like a
stand-ins
pepper jack
for,
sandwich that's been sitting in a hot dumpster.
Who's the Weird Al Yankovic when he did the parody of Michael Jackson's?
Oh, for fat?
Yeah.
Stand-ins for fat?
Yeah, it's or the knife fight. That's you guys.
Hey, I would rather be that than an extra for Thriller like you, Boney.
I'm gonna push a pizza out of my tits right now.
I mean, Skeletor is my spirit animal. You'll never get me, He-Man.
I mean, it does definitely make sense that I've got a weird feeling that all of a sudden I'm gonna see this like redo of a Thriller video that's just gonna have you like digitally rendered in there, William, just for the shit of it.
You know what? It probably will happen, but I probably will not be the one responsible for it. It'll be one of these three cucks.
Count me in.
Imagine the
I'm
cost of
kinda-
paying an
my point?
animator
I'll
to
say I'm kind of
animate an
expecting
hour.
James to have that like up within the next like 3 days, and I mean, it doesn't even matter if it's like perfectly in there.
You
versus, like,
underestimate James. He's probably backlogged that from 4 years ago, and he's just sitting on it like a golden goose egg, waiting to let it pop.
It's not bleached
I am
blonde. It's
technically-
platinum blonde.
I am legally unemployed and
Platinum.
have lots of time on my hands.
Just like the
and
belt.
I just raised 2 Boston dogs. That's all
He's
I do.
legally unemployed because there's really no way that you can file for taxes on street corners.
Mm-hmm. And I've tried. I've been thrown out of many government HUD offices for that specific fact.
All I'm saying is that, you know, in the resurgence of OnlyFans, I hear H&R Block will help you out.
Is that true?
Yes, they will help out any sex worker. So, James, you might be able to finally file your taxes this year.
Thank God somebody's got to file something because you can file me under D for fucking dong in it. That's what I'm saying.
Insanity follows.
Big old dong in it.
You can't let that knife get too close because all of a sudden you're gonna go from big old dong in it to little old dong in it.
Like a little shrimp.
My armpits smell like someone pissed in my armpits last week. Oh God, this is just
Click.
it's like muddled mint. Yeah, well, just filled with dog cum.
The best part about this is that we're filming this podcast live on Instagram, and anybody watching is probably 50% of the time like, what the hell is happening? What am I watching right now?
Like, honestly, like it's God, it's just like someone else's cat pissed in my cat. Oh God, this is the worst.
I'll say, for the people watching on Instagram Live, they're definitely going to be wondering what the hell is actually all going on. And then when the episode actually released, they can see what actually happened. I'm pretty sure they're going to sit there and think.
I think what we should really do is take this episode. If you saw our Ferret Girl animated short, we should have this entire thing turned into an animated episode.
Oh my God, dude. Imagine the length of time.
Yeah, imagine the length.
You guys, my dad sent me a photo.
Nice. Dude, his bald head is really coming in.
Bro, he's not bald, dude. He's bleached blonde, dude. That's my dad. His name's Sting, bro.
Oh, I can't see, dude. You're so small on the Zoom screen.
Yeah, it's platinum, dude. My dad's a champ, dude.
Platinum.
They call my dad the franchise, dude.
The franchise.
They call him the franchise. I haven't heard that term since like NBA 2K, whatever the last one I played was.
Yeah, you should play Tiddlywinks. It's pretty dangerous.
I haven't played Tiddlywinks since I was 10 years old, man.
Listen. It's old maid or nothing.
Okay.
I've got a weird feeling that once Toon returns, you guys are just gonna have the most insane stories just from that first month.
Well, we're insane people, so
Holy shit.
Yeah. Well,
and
true.
Here's the thing. So I've known Justin the longest out of any one of these people. So I know what kind of a crazy person he can be.
What do you mean, these people?
Oh,
Justin leaves.
Justin
leaves. He's like, "What you mean, you people?"
People don't forget.
I meant all these
people
crackers.
Don't forget.
I see.
Yes. And then it goes
what
to
kind
James.
of Graham
and
saltine?
In the first 2 years I knew James, I have experienced more weirdness than I had.
I mean, technically it is. His name is Tyler.
Years.
I taught him what a prison wallet was.
No.
Okay, true story. I'm putting James on blast because people need to know this one. So the first time I saw James's penis,
saw the sleeping bag as it's lovingly referred to.
The sleeping bag shrimp. So basically what happens is we're showing up to this venue. I don't know where to. Mind you, the setup in the van is we're in a Dodge 18-passenger van that looks like it should have been put in a compactor thrown off a cliff years ago. So Sandra, our drummer at the time, she's in the very back row, probably FaceTiming her girlfriend. Then it's James, and then it was me. And I think sitting next to me was our merch guy, Mike Neal. And then in the front was Marty and Dawn. One of them's driving. James says something to me to get my attention, and I come to find his legs are like split eagle, like up on the back of my seat. He's buck naked,
tell your mom
holding
about
his
us
dick and
because moms
balls,
love modern
wiping
day
it with a baby wipe. He's like, "Do you think I'm
We have
clean
a
enough
shirt
for the
that says
show
that,
yet?"
so it's true. We don't yet, but we'll have one tonight.
This fucking green face noob turns around and goes, "What?" Dick and balls, bud. Dick and balls.
Dude, he saw the mini tank, bro. He faced the tank.
Yet there's a Brian Stars interview of you hanging brain over
Oh
Jack.
my God.
This is also true.
Wait, what?
So I may or may not have teabagged our guitarist on the Brian Stars tour.
Multiple times.
And Brian Stars, who was riding in our van,
We are gonna
may
get
or may not have
blacklisted
taken a
on the
photo
internet.
of it and then shown it on an interview that is up on the YouTubes for everybody to see. Sadly, disappointingly, much to my chagrin. I am a different person now. I found Jesus and I know.
People never forget.
Yeah, the internet's a
The internet
person.
never
Perry.
forgets.
It never forgets.
My God.
I'm still mystified that I can disappear.
Yeah, just hide behind a Perrier bottle. You'll be fine.
I mean, his head's about the same size.
His face has become Harambe's shoulder.
It's like we either
What?
get both ears or
Oh my God.
You know what I thought about when Will was saying, he's like, I don't know why we're not a bigger band and this. And I was thought to myself, I was like, maybe because whenever we do interviews and have chances to actually have press, we never really talk about anything serious. And it's all like dicks and butts and like farts and boners and like cat piss and just dumb stuff. And I'm like, maybe we never promote ourselves. We just talk about stupid shit all the time.
All right. So we're Modern Day Escape. We just came out with some new music. We'd really like you to go listen to it. It would really help if you could go to our YouTubes, click like, click subscribe, maybe write a letter to us and tell us how much you care.
Put it on your iPod and click shuffle.
Send it to your friends.
James, that is what I did though. I put it
Eric,
on my iPod.
no. We're the Eric Andre.
I still have an
for
old
sure.
ass iPod.
Dude,
Mommy candy.
my mom is a huge fan.
Shoot that shit.
And then your mom's going to
I was
see
gonna
this
say-
interview and be like, game over.
I say that.
Modern Day Escape hashtag mommy candy.
Likewise.
Okay, then I'm definitely not gonna buy a shirt for my mom at this point for that.
You got to get her one size smaller. Make sure those jubblies pop up real good. That deep over the shoulder boulder holder. Let me climb that tree and
Or they just want to
smack
block
those
us.
coconuts.
Either way, they're thinking about us.
Oh gosh. Also, because of my
already am.
stupid ears, I didn't hear coconuts. I heard COVID nuts.
I'm going to suck on your mom's COVID nuts.
I'll suck up the virus from everybody.
That's
Social
what got the
distancing
vaccine.
shit.
Oh God.
What'd you say, Caleb?
I said that's where they got the vaccine from.
Like at the hospital where they're making the vaccine, it's like the Wizard of Oz. You peel back the curtain, it's just James spitting the little needles.
Oh dear God.
Just squeezing out my shrimp juice just out of that sleeping bag.
I like how we had 2 minutes of seriousness about like, well, this might be why we're not popular, and then we go right back to shrimp dick.
Yeah.
Right back on our bullshit.
Nothing's more
I will
off-putting
say
when
this,
you
though,
hit up a
about
band and
gosh.
you get
kind
this
of
weak-ass
turn it back towards that more
auto-generated
serious
response.
approach where I mean that could definitely be a reason. However, when it comes down to it, when it comes to listening to interviews, I mean, who the hell wants to listen to just you guys be like, okay, we're just gonna be super professional about this. We're just gonna say
Thank
nice
you.
things.
Honestly,
gonna say this.
that's
I-
always
So
been
boring, dude.
I-
If you want to hear about our music, go hear our music. If you want to know who we are, come hang out and listen to how weird we are. Everybody else can be the what's a serious drama show that you can think of off the top of your head?
Law and Order SVU.
Okay, everybody else is Law and Order. We're freaking Tim and Eric.
Yeah, that does make a lot of sense.
I would say it's more Eric Andre show for
We're
sure.
both of those two squished together with a little bit of Dragon Ball Z. Boom.
Yeah, but I would much rather have a conversation talking to you guys about that and actually getting to know who you are than just having that just cut and dry conversation about your music that you're going to find on like Loudwire and Kerrang and Alt Press every given day. I would rather actually talk to you guys and get to know who you guys are and then have the listeners get to know who you are as people so that they remember all these funny, crazy stories and then they want to go check out your music and they have more of a connection to you personally than they did before.
Well, and I mean this. Well, and for everybody who actually does pay attention
And it
to what
just
we
comes
do and
down to
follow
being
us,
a generally
we
decent
message
human being.
everybody
Like,
back. Like we try to
just interact with people when they want to interact with you. You don't have to
swear, even if it becomes
be a cocksucker just because you're a
super hard
musician.
to do it. You know, if we have 100,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, we'll still try to connect with as many people as we can because the only reason we can do what we do is because people are willing to pay attention to us. Period.
And that does make a lot of sense. I mean, that's kind of the whole Gary Vee mentality of it, where it's just if people are going to message you, just straight up message them back and just, or at least contact them and just.
Or you pay
respond to
somebody to do it for
It
you.
doesn't have to be the biggest response, but just especially coming from a band that somebody might really enjoy. Just a simple like thank you for listening to our music, or a simple hey thanks for sending us the message, and then maybe even get a little conversation, whatever it might be. That goes so far than you could even imagine. I mean,
You would think. I bet. See, that's okay. So I'll be honest. All right, I'll stop talking about like foreskin and cat piss. All right, we'll just
I
be
agree.
serious for 2 seconds.
Set the clock for 30 seconds and go.
Yeah, that's about all you got.
Music saves lives, and you never know when that
Daddy
one
didn't take a
interaction with
CBD
somebody
tonight. All right, so
that you really value their song is
really,
going to
though,
change
honestly, like,
their
so
life.
I've
Like,
toured with a
literally
lot of
change their
bands
life.
in my day that are obviously larger than us now. But they weren't at the beginning, but they are now. We played festivals and yada yada yada. So a lot of those guys don't write back to their fans. They're nice to them when they pay for the things. You know, they pay for the meet and greets. You know, when they're at the signing tables at Warped and all this, and they're nice to them. And then that's it. And then I've walked through the crowd with them and they've brushed kids off or they don't write them back and they don't give a shit. I've even been told by other bands that I'll leave nameless that we've toured with or I've hung out with, and they go, why do you do that? They're like, why do you pay attention to fans? Why do you give a shit about these people and all this stuff? They're like, they're so annoying and this, and this. And my thought process, which was always like, without them, technically, I'm just some weirdo in my mom's basement. You know what I mean? I couldn't do what I do without the people like that come, that do stuff like that. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm dying of thirst.
Yep.
Yeah, I never understood why other people did that. It didn't, you know what I mean? Like literally, like I have time and these people have time too. And I get, obviously, we're sitting. Some bands, obviously, like we were talking about Sean from Breaking Benjamin, like that guy obviously could sit there and write back to people all day. You know what I mean? It'd be a full-time job if you wrote back to everybody, which at that point in time, you pick and choose and you try to, you know what I'm saying? Try to do what you can. Or it can be tricky and pay someone to do that for you. But you get to a point where obviously you can't get back to him. But that's something this band has done from the beginning. Like I have always taken time to talk to everybody. I've lost my voice on tour, just trying to hug and say hi and thank you and stuff like that. And I've written back to everybody. We do it now to this day. I don't, and some people, they think it's stupid. They're like, oh, you're shooting yourself in the foot because you're making yourself too accessible. But the last time I checked, I'm no different than anyone else. We just happen to do something that a handful of people enjoy.
I'm gonna
It's gonna
I can second that.
And third.
And fourth.
There was a show we played in San Diego where I think it was the Ghost Town Brian Stars tour that we did. Somebody came up to me. I hadn't been in the band very long even. And somebody came up to me and
you've made great friendships.
I mean, they didn't care that I was a new person in the band. They just cared that I was part of something that created something that they could connect with, and gave me an honest, heartfelt story about how they wanted to kill themselves. And for whatever reason, our music managed to touch their lives. Now, dare I say, if I was one of those cocky dickheads who didn't want to talk to them and didn't want to, be just a human to a human and interact like a decent person, how off-putting would that be to that person who is telling me a heartfelt story about how our music saved their lives?
Yeah, it'd be incredibly off-putting for them, and all of a sudden you never know what might happen after that. But that's 100%. One thing. Yeah, but when it comes down to it, I mean, even taking a look at it, like say you went to go see like your favorite band of all time, and you had a chance to have an interaction with one of the members of your favorite band, and they just blew you off, and they had all the time in the world. Like, think about this. How would you?
That's half a pack of zebra gum right there.
I was just gonna say, but people, I want to hear those stories too. But when it comes down to it, people are gonna just have a different taste in their mouth on your band and have a different mentality around it just based off of that. If you take the time, I mean, as you get bigger, are you able to get to everyone like Sean from Breaking Benjamin? Of course not. However, but if you're taking the time to try and get to a good number of people as possible and respond genuinely, you have no idea how much further you're going to get than people that just are like, oh, why do you respond to all these people? I mean, that's going to be incredibly off-putting to the point where when the time comes, eventually it's going to be noticed that, these people don't really care that much about their fans, where you guys are consistently trying to connect them. You guys are consistently trying to respond to them, and that you genuinely care, and the truth will end up coming out, and that genuineness will really be the thing that ends up holding the band strong and end up growing it in the end.
I mean, we can only hope. And we can only hope that the only reason, like half the time, like I'll be honest, I want to pay my bills with music. I've been doing this for 20 years and I made 2 nickels to rub together to make a dime. I've made nothing off this band personally. It would be cool if I made money off of it. You know what I'm saying? I've made great friendships and it's been great and I've touched people's lives, but I would like to make money off it. But at the end of the day, if I don't, that's fine. I want to continue on to keep changing and affecting people's lives in a positive way more than anything. I want to pay my bills because, like I said, I've been doing it for 20 years. It'd be nice if I finally got, a little return from it. That'd be cool. I mean, can you hate me for wanting to do that? Not really. But if I don't, I'm going to continue to do it because at the end of the day, I want to change people's lives the way bands changed my life, like bands like Deftones. When I was a kid, Blindside, Deftones were 2 huge bands that just just wrecked my child mentality. You know what I mean? Like Nine Inch Nails, bands like that I listen to would just change my life and influence me in such a positive manner. And ever since then, I set out foot for the last 20 years to do the same thing. So you know what? If I do it for another 40 years for 50 more cents, at least I'm changing people's lives. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're having that positive impact.
Hey, dude. So what is it? The flavor that stains your tongue,
2
bro.
seconds of your life.
Yeah, that's all you get out of those pieces of shit.
Really? No, I think James makes a really bad.
Her problem, not mine.
I mean, when we set out to make this comeback happen, and there's
Justin quits.
he's like, "You talk crap on zebra gum, I'm out."
out.
But okay, why did we come back in the first place? Well, it clearly wasn't so we could get rich.
Definitely not. It's actually we're spending more money on this band than we've ever made.
It's true. I mean, at least for these first couple of years coming back, that's definitely how it's going to be. But I honestly think, if there was an audience that was very close to Modern Day Escape. There are new listeners who will become very close to Modern Day Escape. If I make no money and I do this purely as a hobby for the joy of doing it, and I impact one person's life who chooses to not take their own life, even if I never hear about it, that's more important to me, right? Because I genuinely believe if you put good out into the universe, and I'm not saying I believe in karma or anything, but if you put good out in there and somebody else feels empowered by that, they're more likely to go out and do good things for other people too, right?
Oh, absolutely. I'm totally 100% with you on that one.
Oh, Justin's back. He's over his zebra gum.
Oh, and he's gone again. And he's back.
And he's back.
And I can second that. That's the whole reason I started playing music. That's the whole reason I became a guitar player. I'm thankful for this chance to be in this band every day, and I'm with these guys to the point where I want to change people's lives for the better. I mean,
he was going to play the kazoo, but then he realized that people who play kazoo are all serial killers. So
yeah, I mean, and as a person who suffers with anxiety and depression, music has played a huge role in my life, and one of the big key factors was some of the honest lyrics that James has written in the band after listening to the discography and going back and forth and being a fan of the band. It's just like it's just unreal to be here. But at the end of the day, I'm with Will.
Yeah, when it comes to from a different perspective as well, where I'm not in a band, but the reason I started the whole entire podcast, the whole MSOT Rocks thing, was because I had gone through just a whole batch of depression following or graduating college. Just nothing in my life was going right for me. I thought okay, I'm working a job that's just an 8-hour a day job. I'm like, is this life? This is horrible for what I want to do. Like my mentality was not going to work with it, and it almost ruined me completely. However, the one thing that kept me going was just listening to music, just constantly having just some positive force just constantly in there. And after I finally got through, I'm like, okay, what do I want to do? And it was do something around that where I can share my appreciation for music and also get more people to know the power that it has behind it. And if I wasn't listening to a shit ton of Rise Against and Skillet in 2017, I probably wouldn't be here right now.
Dude, Skillet is so good, bro. I don't care what anybody says ever.
If you haven't seen Rise Against live, man, I recommend it. They played a 3-hour set in Boise where I was one night, and it was the best 3 hours of my life.
I bet that last hour was rough for them, though.
It was amazing.
I got blackout drunk next to him and pretended I was friends with him at a festival once.
I'll say now you guys are
my best friend.
You guys are making me incredibly jealous because they're my favorite band of all time. I've seen them 9 times, and I have not seen them play for a whole 3 hours. I think the most I've ever seen them play for was 2. So every single time was awesome, but I haven't seen him play for that 3-hour set, which would have been just absolutely insane.
Honest question: was that full electronic set, or did they stop and do an acoustic set?
There was an acoustic set in the middle of it.
I was gonna say there had to be.
Tim pulled out the acoustic guitar and did it was right after. Oh man, it was right after they were on tour with the Day to Remember and Title Fight.
Can you hear my dogs? I'm sorry. Can you hear my dogs beating the shit out of each other in the background or no?
No.
We can hear the barking. That's about it.
Okay. Justin, if you want to go, dude, you got to go. You got daddy duties. I get it. It's okay, Gamps. Gam McGee. Hanging like the skin coming off your bones, Pap. Back to how great Rise Against is. No, I'm just kidding. We're moving on. Let's talk about something
Justin's
more fun.
daughter's going to be pushing him out in a wheelchair on stage one of these days.
Yeah, but at least he gets to sit down for his part of the show.
God.
Sure, I wish I could. I want to sit down and have a pizza live on stage. Get paid for it.
Well, I was gonna say I got to bring up the.
I'm just
in a
picturing
Speedo.
the Family Guy scene where they picture Ozzy Osbourne. He's like, "I'm going to eat this peanut butter jelly sandwich." It just shows him eating it slow.
And then all of a sudden, I'll eat it later. Yay!
Yeah.
Well, there's actually one thing I do want to bring up, and it's something that you guys have talked about, but William, I also saw you put on a Facebook post as well, where you're talking about how you had, again, more songs that you could release along with the one that you had in December, but you decided to pull it back. And the reason behind it was because you didn't want to just constantly be pumping out stuff that didn't sound the way you wanted to. You want to make sure that you had the quantity or the quality in those songs instead of pumping out the quantity. Because I see a lot of people, they're talking about, like a SoundCloud rapper, they keep pushing out songs. It's like, okay, one might hit, but how many of those songs you're just throwing together with really no care in the world? But then you get a band like, I think a perfect example is like Falling in Reverse. They did the past 3 years where all of a sudden they released like 4 new songs and 1 reimagined song, and just the trajectory they went off with because of how good of quality those songs were. Taking that kind of a stance really will actually end up being, I think, the better thing for the music industry, and really taking time to make sure you get the music the way you want it to. I mean, I'm all for it because the quality, when it's there, that's what really is going to end up sticking with people.
I think that is going to, what you highlighted there, that in a nutshell, I hope is what people have learned through this whole 2020, couldn't go on tour, couldn't do anything, had to reinvent their own wheel, so to speak. I hope, I mean, we've had our own internal discussions about how, okay, you go and write a full-length album, you write 6 songs that are really, really good. 2 of them are your like super bangers, and then 6 of the songs, as much as you try, you're kind of having to force it, right? Because you poured so much creativity in these other things, and now you're like, oh crap, got to write some more songs for this album. And I think those days are done. Honestly, I would rather put out 3 songs a year that are just absolute balls to the wall, best thing that we could put out, than do 1 really, really, really good song and then have the rest be kind of falling flat. I mean, at the end of the day, we are paying to go record these songs, right? So why wouldn't we invest correctly?
Like paying someone extremely too much money to do not a good job. Why would we do that?
So I want to say, you maybe, Kevin, saw my post that I put up about how we're a little pissy at the
well, hold on, take it easy. Things are changing. I haven't talked to you guys. Take it easy. I haven't had a band meeting today. Take it easy. I got a text today. Take it easy, okay? Take it easy.
Simmer down.
So when James,
down, dude, don't let the dogs out of the cage, okay? Put it in there, Austin. Yeah, reel it in, Willie style. I'll let you know when it's time to attack. Okay,
shit.
take it easy. Right?
Really,
he gets excited. He had a couple energy drinks.
I'm an old
I
ass
actually
piece of
did
shit.
have a coffee on my way over here.
He had a candy cane. He's getting a little excited.
I'm hanging with you youngsters.
It's understandable, but I mean, don't worry about that, Will. I kind of knew you were going with that, but I'm not going to bring anything up around it because, of course, if James got a text, let's just leave it at that and see what happens. However, what you said about wanting, if you could release like 3 really high quality songs a year instead of putting together an album that's like, would come out once every 3 years, but has, potentially 1 really good song in there, 2 maybe
that's
good, okay,
that's the real
American
American dream.
Songs that you just didn't really have all that in there just because you were putting so much creative time into certain songs. All of a sudden you need to fill out the rest of the album. What's going to happen is, especially with how music is being consumed today on streaming services and how things are getting put on playlists, it's the artists that are putting out things on a more consistent basis are kind of getting the bigger draw, where all of a sudden it's like, okay, you put out a great song, and all of a sudden 6 months later you put out another great song, you do it again 6 months later, instead of putting one whole album together, you're going to be constantly in the rotation in people's Spotify lists or Apple Podcast or Apple Playlist, whatever it might be. And then you're just going to constantly have new stuff for them to listen to over and over again, but it's going to be that high quality stuff. It's also reworking with how music is being consumed these days as well, with that mentality.
Well, and I think it's also worth mentioning, what if you write an album that does have 10 or 12 songs and they are all really good songs, right? With today's attention span on things, how many of those songs just get swept under the rug and ignored because you can't market every song on the album, right? Whereas if you space out as singles, you have that opportunity. I think not only is it healthy for us as the artist, right? So we can actually properly market our craft. I think it actually works out for the listeners because there's not this, I'm burnt out on Modern Day Escape, or I'm burnt out on this band, because we're giving you time in between those tracks.
That actually makes a shit ton of sense, because my two favorite songs from 2020 were not singles and were not really marketed. One of them ended up just making it big because of what was a Bring Me the Horizon song. It was Kingslayer with Baby Metal, just because the mix was absolutely fantastic. But the other one was a song called Above My Head by Polaris, and they had a couple different other songs that were really put out there as singles, but this one just got lost in the shuffle. Every time I bring it up to people, no one knew what I was talking about, because it was song number 7 on a 10-song album, but it wasn't a single. So the attention span wasn't there, and I listened to it on the way from Milwaukee to Madison because I was driving to go see Falling in Reverse, Escape the Fate and the War Alive. And I listened to it once. I'm just like, wait a minute, I got to listen to this again. And I listened to it again. I was blown away by the whole entire thing. However, if I just consume music more in a stereotypical kind of style of a consumer today, especially my age, where it's like, okay, just see where the playlists are coming in, see what's coming in there, I would have completely missed out on some incredible songs this year. Or in 2020, I should say, because now it's 2021.
Again,
years mixed up.
There's probably a lot of songs that people miss out on. Like there's songs even now that there's bands and songs that I'm trying to, I know it sounds insane, but I just recently started listening to this band called Architects. Everyone's like, what? They've been around for a minute. It's not really my genre. I don't listen to metal that much, surprisingly. But everyone's like, yeah, judging how shitty your music is, I can tell. But
reel it in, Will.
Yeah, there's track like 7 or 8 on their newer stuff, or the album before. I don't know. I was like, dude, this slaps.
He's like
I would have never found it
Chihuahua,
if it wasn't, dude. Instagram for me, flat out. Instagram targeted musical ads is how I find every band I've been listening to over the last year. I have found so many good artists from so many different genres of all the things I listen to, specifically from Instagram targeted ads. And I know if it's me, everyone else is doing that. But thank you, Instagram, for targeting me and singling me out. You know what I like.
I've tried doing that exact same thing too with the podcast, where it's like, okay, I know what people that would listen to these podcasts, what they like, because it's basically, what do I listen to? What do I like? So I'm just gonna put that in there, because I'm listening to all this stuff anyway. And with Architects as well, it's like I didn't find out about them until they released Holy Hell in 2018, and I listened. I'm like, holy shit, these guys have been around for how long? And this album is this damn good? Okay,
yeah, it's great. I love it thoroughly.
And then because of James getting that Instagram ad, I actually got back into Architects. I stopped listening to them in 2013. And if you go back and listen to what they were putting out 2011, 2012, 2013, very different from, Animals and Black Lung, their last 2 singles.
Dude, Animals is so good. Dude, I listened to that song 3 times today.
A lot of people are talking crap on it. And I'm thinking to myself, you don't understand the complexity of how well written that song is.
Now, let me say this. Okay, I've noticed this, and I thought about this today. There's a movement going on. So, every few years in the scene, and I use that metal scene, post-hardcore scene, emo scene, whatever. Every few years, if you guys notice, there's a movement that happens, right? It was like the emo movement, right? And that started to dial back, and then it went kind of like that digital, techno style movement. And then that dialed back, and then we ushered in, and we came in, and a bunch of other bands came in too with the rock and roll, that arena rock metal thing. And then it got everything kind of was hazy and kind of up and around. Everyone's trying to find the sun. And now it's the Linkin Park, screaming is now an accent. And then the yell singing is in, dude. Every band now is doing that yell singing thing. All of them are. Everybody is.
Pitch yells are huge right now.
Yeah, that's that Architect sound, the Word Alive, the Architect, Bring Me the Horizon. I'm gonna say Bring Me really kind of broke ground on that, really. And even if they were the first ones to do it, they're the first ones that I noticed that were doing it and then did it really well.
Well, I think what it is there's kind of this shift going back to new metal. And I think that's where a lot of that stems from, actually.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course. Definitely well said. New metal is definitely, and dude, the Deftones too. I would say Linkin Park and Deftones are the forefathers that all these guys are listening to. Mudvayne, I'm gonna push really into Deftones. If you've heard the new, what was it, Spirit Box that we listened to today, Caleb?
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah, we got a reaction coming to the band called Spirit Box. If you listen to the musicality of that, dude, Deftones all the way. Period.
Oh,
There's
I'm working on a whole. Oh, by the time this podcast comes out, I'll have a whole video of me trying to figure out what I think about Spirit Box. That was the video I was working on right before we shot this.
I'll put $1 million on it. If you pay attention to them or they haven't said it, they will say Deftones is a huge influence on them, which is great because, dude, Deftones is the all time. Dude, even look at Bring Me has a song that like straight like inverts a Deftones riff. It's just straight up. Clearly, no one's going to say that because no one's going to say anything. They don't want to be knocked out by the Illuminati that, Oliver's up there in with. But hey, well, whatever. What are you going to do, right?
Yeah, what are you going to do? But, I mean, it does make sense, like, especially with different, like, little tropes in music that are going to have these little times as their trends. More electronic bass, a little more emo bass, more of that hard rock, green rock bass, more of just that more like that yelling singing style. And of course, everything's going to be cyclical. So all of a sudden, this is going to be a big thing. And all of a sudden, in 2-3 years, there's going to be something new that comes out. And it just always is going to happen.
Well,
it's one of those waves. You know who else I listened to today? That their newer record is really great. That I never thought I would say this. Asking Alexandria. Dude, their new stuff sounds like Danny's like singing stuff. His rhythmic patterns of his voice is super reminiscent of a band called Blue October.
Because he went off and did a country album, dude.
And he actually did a pretty damn good job.
And I agree.
Yeah,
I did listen to the country album. I did. But dude, it's crazy. But that Asking's another band that's in there, fall into that like that aggressive, you know what I'm saying? Like yell, new metal, arena rock vibe. That's just that whole movement that's going on right now. So you can bet your bips every band's going to start sounding like that pretty soon.
And I think another aspect that will follow along with this too is, okay, so a lot of these bands have evolved their sound into that, which I would say is a more mature sound, right? I think when we're younger, it's just like, I'm going to scream. That's the only way to channel my emotions. And then it's like, hey, I can have different timbre and different tones and different voices to illustrate my emotions. It doesn't have to be, grindcore screaming 24/7.
I really thought you were going to scream. And when you go, I was like, please God, Will, don't scream right now. Please God, Will, don't scream.
I mean, I can't. I was hoping
for it.
I just don't want
No, you're a killer screamer, just not right now.
First people's eardrums.
Will, give me your best pick, Squill, right now.
No, don't do it, please God.
Actually, real talk. When you and Caleb were doing the reaction to Bill Murray, and he does that, like your guys' reaction was priceless. Like
dude, that was really funny. Bro. I can't wait for that. Did you send me the link to that?
What's that?
Is it up yet? Did you send me the link?
So I'm on Caleb's 1 gig internet, and no, it's not.
Justin, go home, dude. No one wants you here.
It's because
right.
Not hard.
Take your minivan and just drive home.
I'm just gonna drive off the cliff.
92%. I'm not kidding,
I love you. Just go.
Dude, I'm so tired.
Send me those Funko Pops, you son of a bitch. I sent you money. Send them to me.
All right, I'll send them out tonight.
Jesus.
Oh, James, I didn't even tell you. I got a Heifer the Cow from Rocco's Modern Life Funko Pop.
Where'd you get that?
What?
Well, actually, Melanie got it for me. For those who are unaware, Melanie's my wife.
For the uninitiated.
For the uninitiated.
We still have never actually seen her, but Melanie's his wife, but we just kind of let him go.
I try not to make. She doesn't want to be super public, so
He pleads the fifth.
But you had it. What kind of Funko Pop did you get again?
So you ever watch the TV show Rocco's Modern Life?
Yeah.
Okay, so Heifer the Cow.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Did you find it in person or did you order it?
He's got the little bag of chips that in I think it was season 1 he chokes on. And
dude, that was a brutal episode. I remember that scared the shit out of me as a child.
Where'd she find that at?
I don't know. She's like, hey, I bought this for you. She was gonna get me Rocco too, but she was like,
did she get it offline or did she get it in person? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I think she definitely ordered it for sure.
Okay, I was
she got it online, not offline.
Yeah, there's no way.
The other one that I got recently that I'm quite a fan of is that one I sent you, James, Homer Simpson with the donut head.
Yes, yeah, I have that.
Oh,
love
nice.
It.
See, Kevin, what a lot of people don't know is I'm basically, you ever seen what's that mafia show? The Sopranos?
Yeah.
So I'm like that, but a Funko Pops. I'm like the Don. People come to me to get the hotness.
Well, I've only got one Funko Pop sitting over there. It was a custom made one that someone made me. It was it's an Ice Knight Kills Spencer Charnas one from the It Is the End video, so he looks like Pennywise the Clown.
Nice.
That's pretty cool.
Hey,
Spencer's a good pal.
Funko Pops of worst kind of curse
Dude,
neon attire.
that'd be sick.
So yeah, if you need any Funko Pops, dude, let me know, bro. I'm the plug. I got you. Okay.
We have to include like your like Hotmail account or something for people to go into so they can request what kind of Funko Pops they want from you.
Basically, James just goes to the local mall, sits in a raincoat without any underwear, looks all creepy, and goes, hey, if you need some Funko Pops, I got them in the back of my trunk. Meet me out back in 10 minutes.
But he only does it at outdoor malls, no indoor malls.
Yeah, only outdoor.
And then real quickly, if you say no, he'll be like, whoosh.
Flash, dude. I got them all lined up in my coat. I got about 4 different malls that I got on my payroll. That's what I call it. So what happens is that certain people at certain stores will want certain Funko Pops, so they can't leave their jobs to get it. Well, I just happen to not technically be legally employed. So I go find the Funko Pop they want. I bring it to them free of charge. In exchange, if any of the exclusives come through their store, they get held. They get passed to me. I'll leave those stores nameless because I like the work that we do together.
Dang, you really are the Don of Funko Pop.
Exactly. It's about making deals, handshakes.
It's about making deals, and when it comes to Modern Day Escape, making the deal of trying to get on that tour with Jamie's Elsewhere and Attack when concerts fucking return. Because if that happens, and I'm seriously hoping that it happens, because that'd just be an absolute insane time. Insane amount of pits that I would probably end up breaking my nose in or getting another concussion. It's happened before. I totally would love to do it again because, well, that just sounds like a fun time. And as long as I have a chance, I would be able to see something like that or just see you guys play live, whether you guys are around my neck of the woods or if I'm over somewhere and all of a sudden, like East Coast, West Coast, wherever it might be, and all of a sudden, oh shit, Modern Day Escape is playing like an hour away from here. Fuck it, I'm there. So
I don't want to play. I don't want to go back on tour.
Well, now that just took the wind out of my sails. God damn it,
dude! I honestly I'm kind of a shut-in, bro. Like I don't like going out in public unless I got a reason. I got to be making money or something. I don't like leaving my house, dude.
What if the reason is to go? What if the reason is to go tour and go make money though?
What's that?
What if the reason is to go tour and go make money though?
Who the hell gives us money? They pay us in bubblegum peanuts and a friggin' good job, boys. Here's one towel to split between you.
Tell you what, Kevin, we'll put out a bunch more songs. You'll help blow it up, and then
we'll skip the songs and just put out and blow.
Well, I mean, the plan is to help promote your guys' music as well because it is fucking awesome and push this podcast out as much as I can due to the fact that, especially with it coming after probably the biggest one I've ever done, and the being in this time where I'm working with this other company to do a large marketing campaign. Yeah, this is definitely the perfect time to end up doing something like this. And again, hopefully concerts come back, hopefully sometime in 2021. And if I get a chance to go see you guys play live, you will definitely see me in the pit going absolutely bonkers because, well,
long as
looking forward to it.
The Scene Kid Illuminati doesn't shut you down.
Yeah, you never know. Some of the guests you might have on your show could be tied in. For all you know, we could be tied in. We could just be exposing it to leak it out to make you think it like the government does. But actually, it's really a thing. And we're a part of it. You don't know. That's the thing that's scary about it.
Oh yeah, the roaring toys.
Yeah, dude. That's the scary part about it, bro.
That's the hand. That's the hand sign is the roar.
Roar. But I'll say, I'm definitely looking forward to that moment and hopefully seeing you guys really get the recognition you deserve for your music and for the comeback in 2020 and 2021 as well. Because holy shit, the 3 singles you guys put out in 2020 are incredible, especially. I mean, when I listen to shit, I want to make sure I get the name right. Sunny Places Shady People.
He's trying to read like when I listen to.
No, trust me.
Corn Dog Massacre.
Yeah, Corn Dog Massacre. The other one I came up with, like, the day's over, so fuck it, whatever it was. But I just want to make sure I get the name of the song right, man.
It's okay. I'm fucking with you. I don't. You could name the song wrong. I don't give a shit.
I know, but I want to name it right.
I care about Funko Pops, bro.
I want to name it right.
He wants the people to know.
I want to name it right for everybody else, man.
They'll figure it out.
Yeah, but
eventually.
What was that band? Modern Day Poops.
Yeah.
Oh well. I'll put it this way: if they forget about it, I'm gonna make sure that, like myself, that we remember it, because holy shit, that's a good song. And then when you guys put out more music, man, I can't wait for that moment, because holy shit, I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. And on that note, because we're kind of going a little bit over an hour and a half at this point, I think it's a great way to close out to this podcast interview. So one thing I always do at the end of it is I always like to give you guys the last kind of wordish, or last chance to say something, whatever the hell you guys want to say, whatever the hell you guys want to plug. Go for it. Floor is yours.
Okay, if we're gonna start with plugs, can we aim for my butt?
I knew if I said that you were going to say something like that, so thank you.
If I didn't leave on a snappy note.
And truth be told, we really do need to put something up there. It keeps leaking everywhere.
It's just dripping milk all over the floor.
Sounds like a leaky faucet.
No, but seriously, no, if anybody
Side
wants
effects may include leaky anus.
Anus.
Jeez.
If people want to check us out outside of our stupidity, just a disclaimer, just so we can clarify. Listen, guys, I'm a professional idiot. I get paid a low sum of money to do nothing and talk about everything. So just get it right and get it tight. Okay. Listen, go to moderndayscape.net. Okay. It's got everything on there you probably don't want, but you're going to get. Okay. Just like me plugging everything and the end of the show straight into Will's ass. Will?
Well, it's not a tunnel. No, I would say I want everybody to go check out our music video for Worst Kind of Curse on our YouTube channel. If you like, post-hardcore, metalcore, alternative music, aside from the music, we put a lot of work into just making a great cinematic experience. We did do everything literally ourselves. James put in a ton of work helping make set pieces. Like we said, we made custom D&D figurines. We spent $800 on black lights. We returned them. It's just,
look, here's a custom figure right now. It's Will.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I told you my spirit animal was Skeletor.
Yeah, it's a little skeleton.
Those will be for sale soon on our merch store, actually.
.com.
Merchstore.com. Yep.
Merch store. Yeah. Go to merchstore.com to buy skeleton action figures of William Wentz. No, but yeah, man, thanks for having us on the podcast, bro. We appreciate it. Thank you, everybody who listened to
Appreciate
our
you greatly, man.
For the last hour and a half. We're Modern Day Escape, four of the sassiest gentlemen you're ever going to come across. If you want toys and Funko Pops, hit me up on Instagram at @TheJamesVegas. If you want to hit some on Instagram, it's official MDE. Head to moderndayscape.net to check out all of our wares and peruse as you can. Mr. Kevin, thank you again for having us on this wonderful, joyous podcast of ambiguity and male dominance. Pure.
And if
male
you want to save
dominance.
15% or more on your car insurance, please go to geico.com right now.
Exactly. Thank
Not
you.
a sponsor.
My disclaimer.
Please sponsor us.
All right, well, I will end with this then. So, guys, thank you for being on the podcast, and most of all, thank you for being yourselves as well, because this was easily the most ridiculous conversation I've ever had on this podcast, the most amount of laughs I've ever had on this podcast, so it was absolutely fucking awesome. When live shows return, though, when they do, when you guys go on tour, because I cannot wait to see that happen, I will be at one of those shows. I'll let you know I'll be at one of those shows, and I always do this, I always promise a certain thing for bands that I love having on the podcast, and it always comes with live shows and when I see you guys play live for the first time. My promise to you is this: at that show, first round's on me.
Bet.
I don't drink. Can you wear a tutu?
Okay, I'll buy the first round for everybody else. I'll wear a tutu for you.
So
Awesome.
you're in like sin, dude. Backstage passes, bro.
I think wear the tutu while ordering the drinks for the rest of us.
That
I
was
think
kind
that's
of,
sold.
that's kind of where I was going with that. So yeah. So we'll definitely do that.
Yeah.
This has been the most awkward silences in the history of this podcast.
But it's got to be one of those latex clear rave tutus
Okay, now Will's just taking it way too far.
because it's got to be
I was
interesting.
gonna go all frilly and crazy, because that's
He's
what I
probably
was-
got one you could borrow.
probably yeah. So.
Got 12 actually. Take
No
the
doubt.
pick.
But alrighty, to bring this to a close, guys, because I do want to see you guys play live. I would love to have you back on the podcast again because this was an absolute blast. This was absolutely hilarious. I can't end this podcast in all good conscience by saying goodbye because that feels like we're calling it a day and calling it in forever. So that's not the way I want to end this. So we're going to end this the way I love to end these podcasts. See you later.
In the toilet.
We'll see you soon, man.
See you guys.
Later, Gator.
Whoa, folks, that was my review with the guys from the band Modern Day Escape, and my God, I cannot wait to have these guys back on the podcast at some point because they are absolutely hilarious. It was absolutely hysterical listening to all the stories, just all the little tidbits, and little just back and forth between the guys, and also hearing their thoughts about the music as well. Oh my God, was that awesome. They really have something going on that you need to know about. So when it comes to following them on all their socials and finding the band, streaming their music, whatever it might be, you're going to see the links in the description below for the podcast. When touring returns, am I going to get them that first round and wear that tutu that they said I had to wear? Yeah, it's going to happen because those guys are freaking hilarious, and I do want to just have even more fun with this one. This podcast was fantastic. I love these kind of podcasts. The band was just themselves. Where else are you going to get something like that? I mean, come on. You got to love it. So on that note, that's going to be for me today, guys. Thank you for watching and listening to the Chord Progression Podcast with MSOTD Rocks or Rock and Metal Thrive with one of my favorite episodes of all time. My name is Kevin, and you guys know how I end every single one of these episodes with a big, healthy, and hearty see ya! Yeah!